Hi, Gopi. GJ and gold. Okay. Let's take a look at that and what we can do. Okay, so with gold, one of our setups actually did trigger. If you guys have been following these setups, you would have seen how. Let me just move these marks over here. Sorry about that. How this setup triggered over here. I'm hitting a nice R. And remember now, this is a setup that we picked up. I think it was along these lanes when price was all the way up at the top, and I eventually came down, got into a stop loss zone, and then pushed all the way up. So for today, now let's see if we can find. I need two more pairs, guys. Let's see if we can find a setup. Okay, so we will have something along these lanes. Perfect. We'll have something along these lanes, and let's hop onto a lower time frame. Remember, the setup at the top is already running, so you'll just leave things as is, and if price does retrace, of course, we will have another entry on this zone over here. So I'm just gonna move this big one. That is good. I'm just gonna move that, and then put my mark over here just to show where it triggered. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just an idea that I'll have, and moving forward, of course, I'll be able to know what gold did over time. So this is the next gold setup on the hourly. There's the next gold setup on the hourly. There we go. And it looks like that. Awesome. So let's follow this one and just see where it ends up. Awesome. And then let's check GJ. I'm just going to mark this gold as well. GJ. Okay, so on the hourly, this is how GJ looks. I see it broke out of this zone over here. Okay, let me just move these markings for now. It broke out of this zone over here, which is pretty good. And then we see this BOS over there, so we'll probably focus on this candle there. I don't know if this will trigger anytime soon, but it is a probable setup that we can follow. And if price does move to the top like that, we'll also stop it from continuing. So that's something that we have to keep in mind, and of course focus on as we keep going deeper in price. There we go. So we do have the setup like that. There we go. And then we do have a short over here. And yeah, so it would look something along these lanes, following the 1 hour time frame, of course. Okay, that's a good setup for GJ. And then the last one would be Nasdaq, which is the US 100 hourly. So I don't know how this one played out, but I'll just take a look and see if we got anything out of it. This one I also do not know how it played out, but I'll just follow it and see if we can find anything. So remember when I said when you're trading indices, usually I prefer to trade them from daily zones so I can have an idea of what price is doing, and then just take it from there. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, so on the daily, we do see where price is. You can see we've got a nice downtrend coming down. Some nice breakout structures over here. Good structure forming. So we should see price actually retrace back a bit and pick up some orders. Let me just go back to the daily. Sorry about that. And pick up some orders in this level over here. And if we do refine that entire area, we will find something along these lanes over here, which would be somewhere along that route. And of course, morning drain. Also, that'll be the last one. And would have a setup along these lanes, and then hop onto the lower time frame to see if we can't refine it even further. There we go. And then hourly, that's a nice setup, which would look similar to this. There we go. Perfect. So this is how I would approach US 100, looking at all these balances and of course structure from the daily zone, and would have a setup along these lanes. There we go. Euro USD, that'll be the last one. And most of you know how me and the Euro USD are just not fans. So yeah. So on the daily, this is how it looks on the daily. Okay, I think this is one of those setups I had with one of the students. Let me just erase that. Awesome. Okay, so with EU, we did have this nice setup that eventually pulled away and gave us some good R's. Let's take a look at how we'd approach it on the 12 hour. I see a nice downtrend happening in the short term, but now there's a bit of a range being formed and I'm not liking it. I see price came back and turned right before this OB again. Hop onto the hourly. I wouldn't trade Euro USD. There's not clear price action for me to play around with, and these 2 weeks are just not making it any easier. Let's see how it looks on the lower time frames. Go to the 15-minute. Yeah, I would not trade this. I'd have to wait for it to get out of the zone first. Yeah, definitely not. So it's only these 3 pairs, these 3 setups that I'll be sharing with you guys. And that's about it for this morning. Happy trading, manage your risk, and check out our bootcamp and our signals channel. Awesome. Cheers, guys. UCAD, I'll drop it on the premium channel. So watch that video, which is coming out probably in the next 5 minutes. Happy trading, guys.